Okay, so welcome to our Healers with Love gathering today, and it's our little contribution for the week for the future. I think week for future it's called. The international strikes and events going on for the climate against the climate change. Yes, so here with me are Sandra Mendelson. Hello, Sandra.
Hello, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
From Eastern Standard Time.
And Melia Brent-White. Hello, Melia. And good evening.
Hi, Sandra. Hi, everybody.
Hello. This is real light I'm giving you. This is all we're getting. Okay.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with the calling in the animals for the meditation. And then we're doing the Reiki healing, and then we're doing the group balance. Okay?
Yeah.
So is everybody ready? So I'll give it over to Sandra if you want to start.
Becomes so clear that they are talking about combining with them energetically to see what we want to have happen, to manifest healing and see only their populations thriving, because as we know, whatever we focus on grows. So they have asked that we imagine standing side by side with them in a circle, shoulder to shoulder. So I'm going to ask you all now to picture the animals of the sky who transmit information that the others act upon, the animals of the land who are connected from an energetic cord that runs from belly to earth, and the animals of the water that covers 75% of our planet. I'm asking for all of you to join us here now in one intent, as one consciousness, to expand our love that is the most healing vibration on the earth. You may see pictures behind your eyes of certain animals. It's fine if you don't, but do know they are all present, because they are always tuning into our energy. And it is done. They are here.
Take a deep breath into your belly. And when you exhale, you can release everything that's not needed at this moment. Any tension in your body, any stress, any worries, or any thoughts that you don't need at this moment. You can release that all. Take another deep breath in. And let go when you exhale. You're walking across a wide open field. The sun is shining, there's a light breeze, there's some birds, might be singing, some butterflies crossing your path. And on the horizon, you can see the sea, you can hear the sea, and you can smell the salty air already. And the ground underneath your feet is very soft when you put your feet down. To your left, there's a big forest. And when you look at the forest, you can see animals coming from the forest. They're friendly and they're coming towards you. They want to join your journey. They want to join your path. Maybe you see one animal. Maybe you see many animals. Maybe these are small animals, big animals. Maybe it's your animal. And they're coming to walk beside you. You're walking on this path towards the sea. You want to go to the sea, inhale the salty sea air, feel the wind on your face. When you get to the sea, there are cliffs on both sides of the beach, very high cliffs. And you have the urge to climb up on a cliff. You climb up on that cliff and you sit on a big landing. You feel the warm sun on your face, and the animals are climbing up with you. They're sitting on the cliff and they're sitting on the beach. And you can feel the energy. You can feel the soothing energy from the animals. And you feel very peaceful and very calm. There's nothing you need to be doing. There's nothing to be done at this moment. You can just sit there. You see the deep blue sea, see the waves. Maybe there's some dolphins in the water. And then while you sit there, you can see a beautiful white light coming towards you from the heaven. And it's very soothing and it's full of love. And you open your heart to receive this light. And you can feel this light entering your body, through your head, flowing through your face, your throat, your heart, your belly, your arms, and your legs. And you can feel this light, this beautiful light healing you inside. Any ailments, any worries, any pain, it's dissolving. And this light is guiding you. You can just trust this light and connect with this light. And then you breathe in this light. You can feel this light going through your crown chakra into your heart. And when you exhale through your heart, and out comes a pink, beautiful light. This light is so full of love. And you keep breathing love and pink light into the world. And you know where this pink light, this pink healing light is most needed. Maybe you see pictures where this pink light is needed, and you can breathe into those areas of the world, or areas in your country, in your house, in your city. Or maybe you just want to breathe this lovely healing pink light to all the animals, to nature, to Mother Earth, and to your fellow humans, and to yourself. You can feel with every breath you take, there's a little bit more love going into this world, and healing any pain, any trauma. And it's guiding you and us and everybody on a path to heal. Take a few more breaths and keep breathing this beautiful light into the world, into areas where it's needed. You can also attach this light to ideas, support ideas. You can see that all the animals that are sitting there with you, they're breathing light as well out to the world. You're surrounded by beautiful pink healing light. And you can feel in your heart that you're connected with all the animals and the earth. And when you feel that it's okay to stop breathing the pink light, there's one of the animals that looks at you and gestures you to come close. And you move over to the animal, and you know in your heart you're going to receive a very important message. Before the animal even says one word, in your heart you know the energy of that message already. You can feel it in your body. And you let these words and these energetic messages just sit and sink in, and you receive it with an open heart. You climb down from your cliff and you start walking back on the path that you came to the sea. The animals keep sitting at the beach and you're walking back. With each step that you take, you're coming back into the room where you're sitting at this moment a little bit more. You start sensing the room around you. You start hearing some noises in your room. You start feeling the chair underneath you, or where you're sitting, where you're touching the floor. And you're starting to become more and more conscious. You can wiggle your toes a little bit, maybe your fingers. If you want to stretch, you can stretch a little bit, or move your body a little bit to come back. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And if you like, you can write down the message that you received from the animal. or you can keep it in your heart. Thank you very much. Melia, if you want to continue.
Okay. So I'd just like to bring everyone's attention to the roles that we all play in what's unfolding globally. And there is a role for each of us to play, and the way that we're working together is through consciousness. And in this way, we're focusing on co-creating what we're wanting rather than focusing on what we're not wanting. So different people play different roles, and some people may need to get engaged in some form of a fight, and then other people may need to be working on a different level. So it's just important to feel into each of our own roles and sink deeper into that purpose. And for the balance that I'm going to do tonight, we're going to focus on the 70% of the Earth's water, or 70% of the oceans, but also the glaciers, the rivers, the streams, all the underground water, all the water that is in our Earth, including that water in the atmosphere as well. And also the water that's inside of us. We are a huge percentage of water in our cells, in our blood, and all of the water communicates with each other. The water has its own intelligence. Now, there's a few different states of water. We have the air, we have the liquid, we have the frozen state. So most people at school learn about those three. But there's also a fourth state of water, which is called easy water or exclusion zone water, and it's H3O2. And this water is, it forms when water is in contact with a surface, and it's like a gel state of water, and it carries pure consciousness. So we are going to be tapping into the easy water inside of ourselves, but also globally. So just taking a few big deep breaths and just settle into this present moment, working and amplifying on what the state of being that Miriam's already brought us into. And just prepare to listen. So water, from a traditional Chinese medicine point of view, water element is all about tranquility, but it's also about the ending of action, and it's a resting phase. So it does tie in with the season of winter, and there's like a stopping of action, and there's a resting that goes on with the actual water element. So we're going to focus on strengthening the water element inside all of us, and as well as globally. But everything that's happening outside of us is also reflected on the inside, so we're all connected. Now, the water element in the body governs the kidneys and the bladder. Strengthening the water element globally, connecting up the interconnected consciousness of the water inside of us, inside each other, inside the animals, and then inside the water on the earth as well. So that's what we're going to focus on. Okay, so we're going to go to the lymphatic system, and this is all the different nodes. So obviously the lymphatic system within the body is all about cleansing and removing things. And say, for example, like the lymphatics in an ocean system may potentially be the mollusks, the different mechanisms, the different plants that help filter the water. So everything would have some form of lymphatic system or something that's functioning in that way. So looking at the lymphatics on the right side, and the right side is the masculine side of the body. And those lymphatics are a little bit clogged or under-functioning, so we want to improve the function. And now we're going to the brain. So the brain's an area of intelligence. It's also a relay system in the body. It relays information. So again, looking globally, there'd be something that's relaying information for every system that there is out there. And we're looking at the lymphatics being controlled, and the lymphatics actually coming from the brain. So again, we're working on the lymph system, and we're doing what's called a brain drain. So this is unloading multiple belief systems and waste materials that just aren't needed anymore. So particularly at this cusp of change that we're at globally, it's a way that we can just dump a lot of stuff that's not needed anymore, old ways of being, old stuff that's just not relevant anymore, and also just opening up to more fresh flow. Okay, we're going to tap this out. So if you'd just like to spread your fingers out wide, and then tapping out over the top of your head, tapping up and down in a rhythmic motion and taking big, deep breaths. So the tapping just allows the shift to facilitate and integrate, and with the other hand tapping anywhere up and down the sternum, big, deep breaths. And then with that hand that's tapping anywhere up and down the sternum, you can tap over the navel now. So tapping up and down over the navel. And then you can stop tapping. So we're going to go to the heart now, and we're looking at the easy water in the heart. So again, we are focusing on the body system. We're talking about the body, but we're looking at this impacting the water systems globally. So there is like this pumping action that occurs around, or there's a flow action. Often water is carried by different polarities, the difference between positive and negative, and different vortices that are going along, vortexes. So looking at this easy water, which is H3O2, the gel state of water, the pure consciousness in the heart center. And we're orientating it to the act of being brokenhearted by seeing things that are considered not quite right in the world around us, whether that's degradation of the land, animals being poorly treated, the way that people are treating others, or just things that happen when people are in a fear state. We're looking at the way that we might all be impacted by viewing and seeing those kind of actions, and that breaking our heart in a metaphorical sense. We want to raise and increase awareness in the heart center. It's the consciousness of awareness. So we're going to connect that to the heart so that can happen. So awareness is just being aware, but not necessarily being attached. So it's like the powers of our awareness and observation are increased, but that doesn't necessarily come alongside attachment. In fact, we want to decrease attachment so that you can observe and become less upset, because that causes imbalance as well if we're constantly getting triggered. So we're just going to also decrease that consciousness of acceptance. Oh, sorry, attachment, not acceptance, attachment. And we're going to anchor that to the heart as well. We're also resourcing the traditional Chinese medicine quality of earth, and earth elements about stillness, but also contentedness. So we're wanting to resource this quality of contentedness within the heart. And we're going to link it through to the liver. So in the hierarchy of the body, the heart receives information from the soul, and then it does pass that on to the liver, and the liver is our master planner and organizer. So liver is also in charge of processing the day, storing different things in different body parts, but also cleansing toxins from the blood. So we're looking at the liver. We want to increase organisation, the consciousness of organisation within the liver, so that we can become clearer about our own actions, more disciplined, more organised, in order to have more effectiveness with our actions. And we're just looking between the liver and the heart, we're looking at increasing the quality of communication between those two. These guys are a bit like having mum and dad in a family. So we want to increase that communication so that everything's working together within the body. We're bundling this all up, and we're looking at a resource satellite of water, so that global water that I was talking about. And we're looking at the intelligence of water, and particularly the intelligence of water knowing where to flow. So it's a bit, that's how it all ties in together now. I see how it's all coming together. So I was talking about being in alignment with our own actions, and we're going to resource water so that we're more in alignment with our own flow. It's a nice feeling when I see it all just come together like that, because sometimes I don't see the full picture. So we're looking at increasing that flow, our ability to flow, and flow without attachment as well. Water is not attached, water just goes where it needs to go. There's a Japanese saying, it's coming up, it's something kokoro, and it's having a mind like still water, so this is tying in with it as well. Let's tap this out. One hand on your heart, please. The other hand on your liver, which is on your right side, just underneath your ribs. Just taking a big, deep breath. We're going to connect these two up. And then releasing that liver hand, spreading your fingers out wide, and then tapping over the top of your head. Keep breathing. And then tapping over your heart, big, deep breaths. And then tapping out over your navel. We're improving communication between the heart and the liver. And we're bringing in that resourcing of water going where it needs to go. So just tapping on the top of your head again. Big, deep breaths, and then tapping on your heart. So releasing from attachment and finding more into our own flow and synchronization. So tapping on the gut brain now. You can release your hands. And that's the end of that part of the Body Talk balance. So for self-care after receiving that mini balance, drink lots of water. If you're tired, have a nap. If you have any messages come through, take notes of those things that have come through. There is potential that you may have emotional release or a body release after receiving the balance as well.
Thank you so much, Melia, and thank you so much, Sandra. That felt really nice. I love the water theme. So thank you so much for coming together. Thank you so much for Jill and Joni joining us in this meditation. And yes, thank you. Thank you for spreading love, and thank you for spreading joy.
Thank you.